The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live.
Yo, check 1, 2. We are live from the legendary boxing gym in North Providence, Rhode Island, with former Golden Gloves champion Jarrod Tillinghast. How you doing?
I'm good, my friend. How you doing?
Good. Good to have you on. We're new to this, so might be a little rough, but
that's all right.
Yeah, not too bad. We like to talk.
That's all right. I like to talk too.
2051 Smith Street, North Providence, Rhode Island, the legendary boxing gym, just over a year open. So, JT, tell us a little bit about, how you got into this in the beginning.
How I got into this gym?
Boxing in general.
Oh, I don't know. I did a little fighting when I was 8. I was 8 years old, I think. I did it, I trained a couple of months at Joslin Gym in Providence.
Oh, shit.
Joslin Gym was one of those old school gyms you go in. It's all the old school fighters when they had John Dino Dennis, Victor Fagnet, Porky DeSantis. I mean, anybody that's knows history in Rhode Island in boxing.
That's where everybody started off and went.
Yeah, it was a heavy gym. There was some heavies in there. So I trained for a little while. I had 2 fights when I was 8. And I went on to my life, and I started playing baseball and sports and football. And
it's kind of that kind of gym, kind of like old school, like Ocean State is down here in Johnston.
Exactly, Joslin. It was, it's not there anymore. But I went living my life and playing sports in high school and dominating in football, and then I started getting a lot of beefs.
not in the gym.
It's usually how it goes.
Yeah, I started knocking a lot of guys out with this guy over here.
Manager.
I started getting a lot of beef. So when I was 15, and my old man said, if you're gonna fight, go in the gym, so you don't go to jail.
Yeah.
And so it was one of my outlets. So I went to Manfredo's on Manton Avenue.
Legendary. Classic.
Yeah, I started at Manfredo's on Manton Ave, and I fought it in the Golden Gloves. My first fight back ever was in the Golden Glove tournament, and it was a 4-week tournament, and I had to fight each week to advance. And the first
4 fights a month.
Yeah, I was in the gym. Recovery. I was in the gym only 2 months. I just come off the street. Wow. I just got off the street, and I came in the gym in February, and or March. Well, no, when was it? February. Clubs were in February, so it was December, beginning of December. I started boxing, and Peter said, I started coming along quick, and he said,
natural.
Why don't I put you in the Golden Gloves? We got nothing to lose. I said, sure. I was going to fight anyway, so I started training hard, and I started running hard, and next thing you know, I was in the finals.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I fought. It's on YouTube, the kid John Kimbrough, that fight in 91.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually,
Kid's a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, the fight could have went either way.
Yeah.
I was a kid. He was 20 years old. I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Huge difference right there.
Yeah, and as you can see it in his
they let
body.
you fucking fight.
How is that? Is that legal?
Yeah, the age limit is...
That's like me fighting my son.
Yeah. It's true. The age limit is 16 to 30. And I was just turning 16. I was still 15. And Peter got me in the tournament. And I ended up fighting all the way to the finals. And I fought that kid. They called him Batman. He killed everybody. Knocked everybody out all week. After that fight, I had an article in the Boston Herald on the front page. It was Tillinghast comes through. So I said, let me ride the wave and see what happens.
Yes, absolutely.
If it's not broke, right? So I said, if I start getting, I'm vain. I don't want to get hit. It's one thing. I don't like taking punches. So I always said, if I started getting beat up and I started, taking a beating, then, I'll walk away just as fast as I started. And I just kind of kept progressing.
Would you say you were more of a defensive fighter?
I would say I'm more of a counterpuncher.
Counterpuncher, okay.
Yeah. Defensive is you got to have good defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Defense wins championships.
Absolutely, no doubt.
So I would say more defensive, but I can knock you out with either hand. Too.
Absolutely.
So it was a good combination.
Now, how many times did you fight in the Golden Gloves?
I have 17 Golden Glove championships.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, man, that's a lot, man. That's
17 Golden Glove. Yeah.
That's no joke right there.
I fought the best in the country in the amateurs. I've been in the Nationals a few times. I made it to the semifinals against Jose Spearman and Travis Sims, who was on my back wall with me over here. He was the middleweight champion of the world with Don King.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Sims.
Yeah, you were up there with some heavy competition.
Yeah.
Who do you think the toughest fighter that you went against was?
I think the last kid I fought in my pro fight was one of the toughest, right? The Rock, Osborne. He was when I made my comeback in 2007, I was out of the ring 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I was out of the ring 10 years, and I decided to give it a run. And they get this guy, Jeffrey The Rock Osborne, from Davenport, Iowa. So I'm like, all right, Jeffrey Osborne, he's 4-4, they say.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking 500 fighter. Obviously, I'm thinking I'm fighting in my hometown. They're not going to put Godzilla in front of me because it's my first fight back in a decade.
Right.
That obviously, I go to those fights all the time and guys are falling down. So I thought they were going to dig someone up out of St. Anne's.
Yeah, give you an easy win, right?
Yeah, of course. So, thank God I trained hard and I prepared hard because I didn't train for my opponent in this fight coming back when I fought after 10 years. I trained for the haters in Rhode Island.
There's a lot of those. Shout out to the haters.
The people that want to see you fail, the people that want to see you fall on your face. So I knew this one thing in my mind when I was preparing for it. I said, there's a handful of people that truly want to see me do good, but
a lot of people want to see
the majority of the people can't wait to see somebody fall on their face. So I kind of trained with the mentality of I wasn't fighting my opponent. I was training to beat their ass.
Yeah.
By beating him.
I hear you.
I was training to shut the haters up and go like, this is how you like me now. That's what my mindset was. So I was already balls to the wall. I was doing things that I didn't do before. I was challenging myself.
Going hard,
I was like creating new peaks and I was just really going hard.
You're training harder than when you left 10 years ago?
Harder than when I left 10 years ago. The stakes are higher now.
Yeah.
So now it's 10 years later, I got to do a little more than I did before. Because
10 fucking years older.
10 years older. Yeah. So I was tunnel vision and I was so focused. And in the training camp, getting ready for that fight, a kid headbutted me and cracked my nose in half.
Yeah, no fun.
So I put a bar on my face, with the headgear with the bar, and I could have did one or two things in the beginning because it was only a week into sparring.
Yep.
Coming back after 10 years, I could have said, all right, I'm all done and let my nose heal up. But I put a bar on. I decided to keep going, and the whole training camp I trained protecting my nose because it was really fragile.
Yeah.
Some guys might have quit, in that situation.
Well, a lot of guys probably would have quit.
Yeah, so fight night comes, bell rings, first punch of the fight, cracks my nose in half again.
Oh, Jesus.
Now it's a bloodbath for the whole fight.
Oh, man.
But, so getting ready for that fight, I kind of trained for them, and he was one of the toughest guys I fought. I hit him with some bombs, like bombs. I hit him with an overhand right in the third round. My hand still hurts from it. And I talked to him. I'm friendly with him.
Yeah, sure.
And, he was asking for a rematch, and everything's different now. I don't know. I got kids. I'm a father. I'm a dad.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. But I hit him with an overhand right in that fight, and he said to me the other day, Tillinghast, I said, what's up? He goes, from that right hand you hit me with, I still get a weird smell and taste in my mouth till this day. I'm like, it's like 12 years later. So. Yeah, I hit him hard, but he didn't go down, the bastard. He kept coming. And I'm thinking, I couldn't help thinking, I can't believe this kid's 4-4, and I can't believe they put him in front of me after all this time. But thank God that I went balls to the wall harder than ever because I was prepared for it. I was ready. So, it ended up working out for me. But Jeffrey Osborne is definitely one of the tougher guys.
How did you find the transition from going like amateur Golden Gloves to the pros?
I found it really easy. I was trained by Manfredo, Kurt Rita, John Dino Dennis, Goody Petronelli. So I had a pro style.
Alright, you were already pretty much.
I had a pro style anyway that didn't suit the images so well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because images, they want you to punch.
Yeah.
And me, I like to create with my feet.
Gotcha.
You know? And but my style was more suited to be a pro. So I definitely.
So pretty easy transition.
Yeah, it was
like.
And
so how many pro fights did you have?
I had 10 pro fights.
Okay.
10-0.
Nice.
Yeah. 10-0, and then I did whatever the other schmuck does and gets married and ruins my life. I get married. I ruined my life, and I hit rock bottom, and I said, all right, it's time to start coming back. But during the process of, ruining my life, this ain't life, right?
No. You're good.
Wait, so during the I just lost my train of thought.
All good.
Because
he started thinking about
My mind is like, can I say that? Wait, let me go back over here for a minute. What was the question? I was
asking you about the transition from the amateurs to the pros, and then you said it was easy.
Yeah, I know where I was going. I got married and I walked away from the game after.
Gotcha.
I came back after that. I came back in 10 years, and they see the way I was bleeding in that fight. They didn't like it, and but that was one of the mistakes too that I could have done differently. You know?
So how did you find that transition from taking that much time off, a decade, to getting back in the ring at that point?
The transition was easy because I'm a fighter anyway, and it was good for me.
Yeah.
It just gave me some helped me focus on some of the important things. And, so it was easy transition. I can turn it on and off at any time. Where the problem was once the fight was done and I went back into a marriage, that's where the problem started. I should have stayed fighting. I would have been better off.
and I assume you were training that whole for that time period too that you were off. You were still probably training, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I
staying sharp.
I stayed training.
Yeah.
But sometimes I like cheeseburgers and pizza.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We all fall victim to that.
I walk around looking like Body by Cake. I used to be Body by Jake. Now it's Body by Cake.
Who are some of your inspirations boxing wise coming up? Like your favorite fighters?
Everybody always asks me that, and it's a tough one for me because I didn't really have any favorites, but as far as like...
You didn't follow people, you were just fighting.
Yeah, I'm a big Mickey Ward fan.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Legend. One of the toughest fighters ever. Gotti, Ward.
Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
Who's a very good friend of mine. I met with Mickey Ward. There's a story behind. I met Mickey Ward before he was even fighting. He was amateur. He was fighting where he was just turning pro. I met him at New Hampshire, Concord State Prison.
Oh, wow.
In the visiting room. I was visiting my dad, and he was visiting his dad.
Okay.
And, and my dad and his dad were friendly, and Mickey was in the visiting room with his father, and I knew he was a fighter from Lowell. Yep. Because, the New England guys.
So, sure.
I was talking to Mickey back then. Like, we were always friends from the visiting room. Our dads were in jail together. Yeah. We had a lot in common. They were Irish. And we kicked ass.
Fair enough. Yeah. Absolutely. So you met Mickey Ward in the visiting room in prison when you were visiting your father, and his father was in there.
Yeah.
And you meet his crazy brother?
Dickie.
Yeah, Dickie.
I haven't met Dickie. No, Dickie's what a character, huh?
I see
that was a great movie.
It was a great movie. Absolutely.
That was great.
What about? Were you still doing anything with the Brawl for It All?
I had something planned.
Yeah.
Brian Barboza just stopped in, and Hector Camacho Jr. I've been in contact with him. I'm friends with him, and I've been talking to him. But Brawl for It All,
it was a good concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, that's the WWE of boxing.
Yeah. Now
You can create characters in it because it's regular, everyday people that have a grudge.
Yeah.
You got a grudge with your cousin.
Especially in this fucking small state when everybody knows everybody. I mean, there was a bunch of them you guys did,
You
right?
know, yeah, it's amateur fighting. I get so many people I want to slap. I wish I could fight a bro for it all, just to line them up, because I'd pay them to slap them. So I'm like, yeah, definitely. But the concept of bro for it all is beautiful.
Oh, great.
absolutely,
Get
100%.
regular guys off the street that get everyday people. You banged your cousin's girl. He banged,
Yeah.
Now you and your cousin have bad blood.
Well, I think that was the whole thing when you first came out with was it? Well, it's legal. You handle it in the street. You can even make money. You can sell fucking T-shirts.
No one's gonna get in trouble. Make a couple bucks.
That's what it is. And then 9 times out of 10, once you scrap it out, I mean, we're guys. It's over once it's over.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah.
And I said.
Well, nowadays you know how these kids are, but
I settled wars. East Brockton versus North Brockton.
Yeah.
Wars.
Right.
They had to fight twice.
Yeah.
But they're all right now.
Yeah.
They hated each other. There was just this thing. But now everybody's friends and pitches with each other. So it does some healing. And at the end of the day, there's an agreement that you're going to shake hands and make up.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Once you do
Unless you're going to end the back of the joint or whatever.
Unless you're going to have a rematch, then we'll talk about that. And, we can do that too. But if you're getting, a grudge out, once it's out, it's gone.
Absolutely.
Instead of shooting people, there's shit going on.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody,
how
it's crazy.
a lot of these kids need to get involved with that, A
lot of these kids have never been
boxing in general, martial arts, anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, because nowadays, it's shoot first, fight second.
Yeah.
In the street.
Exactly. But the other problem with the Bro for It All is that USA Boxing isn't opened yet. So it's amateur. So what I do is, instead of just running the shows, because I get in trouble, and then I have the other fighters that will be suspended. If I'm running anything boxing that's not professional, it's considered amateur.
Right.
And USA Boxing has to sanction the bouts.
And then it opens, so you can't really do it.
Right.
So right away when that happened, it put me on the shelf for Bro for It All. And Joni just called me today from USA Boxing, and I'm asking her, and she said New England can't open up until all the states in New England open up.
Gotcha.
And Massachusetts.
Mass is the worst.
Mass is behind that.
Yeah, and we're waiting for Massachusetts to open so everything can get going again. But then even when
Are they phase 4?
Sorry?
No one's phase 4.
We are.
No, this is phase 3.
I'm phase 4.
No, this is phase 3.
I can't open until phase 4. And phase 4 is a vaccine or a cure.
Right. Yeah, so we're in phase 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So as a gym owner, you obviously COVID's affected. How's you seen it affect things?
Business-wise, obviously, it hurt.
Yeah.
But there was so many blessings that came in COVID for me.
Really?
There was so many blessings. The battle with my kids.
Yeah.
Non-stop fighting. I got people I'm fighting with a lot of money, so she uses swords to try to use the kids against me. It's nuts. Only people on far planets do that. But I've been dealing with that the whole time. So then when I start getting my kids, I get them 3 days a week, and it was soccer, and it was soccer, and it was soccer, and then I'm running around all over the place with them. And the 3-4 hours I have with them, I'm taking them to soccer, I'm taking them, and then on top of going to soccer, I got to see them all there. Now I'm like, okay, I'm at soccer. I don't even like soccer.
Yeah.
I do now.
It's not.
I do now because my son plays it, but it wasn't my sport.
Yeah.
They force him on. They build a soccer field on his house in his backyard for him. Before
nice.
Before you can even, it's nice, but talk about pushing somebody in.
Yeah. No.
You come up, but you don't have a choice. But either way,
Did you get the boys into boxing?
the boys, I will never let them take a punch. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Before they were born, I was like, you got sons. I knew I had 2 sons, and I said, if I have kids, they're gonna box, they're gonna play football.
Until you had them, then that was
when they're born, I'm holding them in my hands. I'm like, anybody
fatherly instincts.
Anybody hurts my kid, like I can see me choking a 7-year-old, don't punch my kid. I couldn't sit on the outside of the ring and watch my kid.
Well, what if one of them came to you and said, Dad, I wanna get into boxing?
I would discourage them as much as I could.
Yeah.
And I would teach them how to fight.
Right.
But as far as competing,
I mean, they should definitely teach self-defense.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Yeah, well, they already, they're little scrappers. They're in here with me, and I work them a little bit. But,
right.
As they're getting there, I don't push anything on them. I let them do what they want. He likes to sing and dance. Let's go sing and dance. It will be the best at it. You want to play the piano? You want to jump out of planes? Whatever you want to do, it will be the best at it. We'll go hard at it.
Absolutely.
But I don't push it on them. If they come to me with it and they, Dad, I want to do it, then we'll fool around with it.
Gotcha.
Don't let them jump off a cliff. I jumped. That's how I broke my tailbone.
Yeah, no cliff jumping.
Fucking thing into the water.
Cliff jumping.
Idiot. Fucking ruined me.
Wait, you jumped off a cliff in the water?
Into the water, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, 60 feet.
So, wait, really?
Just by landing. Boom,
I don't know.
fucking nuts.
I don't know what you were on, but...
Tequila and cannabis.
That's the problem. Did you land with your feet together?
No. Yeah, but you're in the air for like 2.5 seconds. That's like a fucking long time.
It is a long time.
And I don't know. One kid jumped before, but then he's like, "You want to go?" I said, "Oh well, you went already." I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'll just go and fucking.
There's a funny story that you just reminded me of. So I'm in Jamaica, and I'm laying down. I was at the caves. So the caves are like right on the water, kind of, so you can come out and be on the water. And there was this like cliff, it was about 25 feet, and from where I was, it looked like jumping off a roof.
Oh yeah, until you get up there. I was like, oh, that's not bad. And then I'm like, oh fucking shit! I'm holding on to the tree.
Wait, it's not bad until you get up there. Holy shit! So I'm
looks like this.
Yeah, so I'm looking down. I'm on my honeymoon, and I'm looking down, and we're having a couple of drinks, and 3 drinks later, I'm like, oh, I'll be right back. Give it the Mr. Cool. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, honey. Oh yeah. Clapping for me. I get up there. I look over the cliff, and I'm like, I'm like, this is serious.
Yeah, I could fucking die.
So obviously I didn't want to not go, so I'm like, all right. And the Jamaica, you ready? I'm like, yeah. So I jump off, and my arms out like this, and my legs open.
Yeah. See how that do for you? Not too good.
God,
that's what my arms were going like I was trying to fucking fly.
Yeah. You're supposed to go like this.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I went in like...
I had no idea. I never did cliff jumping.
The kid that jumped after me, he'd been before, and then that's how he did, and he jumped pencil dive. Fine. I'm like, you motherfucker couldn't have told me that?
That would have been nice.
It was bad.
60 feet.
Bad, dude.
Now, when you landed, you get fucked up in the water?
I felt it, and then...
surgery?
And I didn't go... I'm not gonna know. I'm not going to go get surgery.
He doesn't believe in going to the doctor.
I don't go to doctors. I don't do that.
Once you go there, they put opiates in your body. And
I don't take.
They ruin people.
Yeah, it happens.
I broke my hand 100 fucking. And I can't go and let somebody re-break. Consciously, I can't let somebody. If I break it on my own, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to go and let a doctor re-break my fucking arm, reset my hand.
I fractured my brick, my piece. I did.
That happens.
Really?
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was drunk one night and I'm smashing like a hammer.
Yeah.
And I missed.
Yeah.
And I hit the side of the leg and boom.
That must have hurt. That must have hurt like a motherfucker.
So I was so drunk, right? I'm like,
yeah.
And next thing you know,
broke your prick.
Wait a minute, I missed, right? It was like
I missed, but it doesn't ever hit the leg.
Because I'm drunk, so I'm gonna like hammering. I'm gonna, so the pain that went through my body, I just remember going, I screamed on the top of my lungs, right? But I was so drunk, I kept trying to put it back in and finish. And I couldn't. I couldn't. So I was like, all right, wait a minute, something's going on. So I laid back and I was just like, all right, let me take a break. And I passed out. So I laid back, I passed out. There's no word of a lie. I woke up the next morning. It was like full of blood. It bled out all night. It bled out all night. When I tell you it bled out, I was so drunk, I woke up the next day, like, slept through the whole day, just bled out. I woke up, when I tell you, it was like this, and it all the way down to the middle of my calf. And it was just ridiculous. So I get up and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? I'm looking, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I call the doctor and I run to my.
I don't know if you ran.
I don't think you ran.
I put the biggest pair of jogging pants on, and it was like I had to cut a hole in them. So I'm hobbling into the doctor's office, and I'm like, Doc, look. And he's like, what? He's like, you need emergency surgery. I'm like, what? So he sends me to the hospital. I had to get an epidural.
Shit.
Oh, it was nuts.
I didn't even know you could break your prick.
You're hearing this first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
On the soapbox, Jarrod Tillinghast broke his prick.
Listen, when you got a little piece, there's no bending. I like that. I like that. He goes, I only did this twice. He goes, the other guy. I was like, all right. So I jammed it bad, though, man. And so yeah, it's crazy. So I'm in the middle of the surgery, and I'm awake.
What?
I'm awake.
You didn't want them?
No, because it was emergency surgery.
They couldn't get the anesthesiologist and all that shit. Do your blood and all the
It's like, you plan on getting an epidural when you're pregnant for the woman. And
there you have all your shit.
And next thing you know, you're dilated and it's too late to give you the so it was one of those moments. So I went through it like that. And but the epidural, I was all fucked up. My legs are numb. I was like hot. So we had tickets to the Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox and the Red Sox, a playoff game. Pedro Martinez was pitching, and we had tickets to the game. And all I remember was after the surgery, they staple me up, and I'm like fucking gauze everywhere. It was nuts. So after the surgery, I'm trying. My mind frame was, I still was on the epidural, so the epidural. So I was still numb. I couldn't really feel anything. So my mind frame is always, I don't want pain pills.
Yeah, see you right, later. Absolutely.
I go cold turkey like that.
That's why I'm not at the hospital.
So the doctor said, if you fill up this jug with urine, then you can go. So I'm like, fuck. Now I'm like, I gotta get to the game.
Yeah.
Stop chugging water. I drink water. I finally fill the cup up, and I go home. I finally filled the jug up, and now he let me go, and we fly up to the Red Sox game. As soon as we get to the Red Sox game, it started wearing off on me. Sox were getting bombed. It was like 16-0.
Holy shit.
It was like the third inning, and now I'm in pain. My friend was being spiteful. He didn't want to leave. He said, they're fucking getting killed. But I ended up being stuck at the Red Sox game on a hard-wooded seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
That must have been terrible. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the lesson is try to avoid that situation if you can.
Keep it in.
Keep it in, yeah. Don't pull it out if you think you're going to break it.
I'm going to be careful now. I didn't like to break it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know a few people that have had a similar experience.
Come and see me if you need sex therapy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, sex therapy, 2051 Smith Street, North Providence.
Yeah, Legendary Boxing Gym. We're live right now. There's actually a class going on. So the gym's been open a year and a half?
Yeah, since May 18th.
Looks good in here. It's definitely a professional-looking facility.
Thank you.
Nice job for sure.
That looks great. Outdoors.
Anyone in the area wants to get into boxing, definitely come check it out.
Yeah, we're producing champions over here, man.
Absolutely, I bet. Yeah. You got any up-and-coming fighters?
We have Victoria DeRico. She's a kid. Is a total package. She reminds me of me when I was fighting. She could fight. She's two-time she's a Southern New England sub-novice and novice Golden Glove champion. The first ever women's referee champion. Right. She's only got 3 fights. But
oh wow.
Yeah, and then the pandemic happened. So
right.
We just been kind
everything.
We just been kind of working on our trade.
Now, I know. Going back to they're doing fights again with no people in attendance and all that kind of thing. Actually, Ray fought recently. A guy we know from Springfield. Oh, is that where he fought? Mexico.
Yeah, he won twice in Mexico.
Yeah.
Do you foresee any fights happening in the near future?
I hope so. Yeah. As soon as they open.
Yeah, you can't.
As soon as they give us a go, we're gonna get busy. It's hard to get sparring for the girl in New England, but I got Mikey, Dylan. We got some good fighters in here, but I'm anxious to get going. Everybody's ready.
Yeah, I bet.
I just kind of used it as time to stay ready and stay prepared. So everybody's been doing well with that.
Absolutely. One thing I want to ask you. Now, I come from like a martial arts background, and I consider boxing to be a martial art anyway. How do you feel about how the MMA world is come to the forefront of combat sport over the last
I love it.
whatever, 15 years, whatever.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a little extreme. I know that if it was around when I was fighting, I would have been MMA because I was a street guy.
You're right, absolutely. It's much closer to street fighting than boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to box.
Yeah.
Street fighting, I already knew.
Right.
I would just have to learn how to,
You got the ground, you got the grapple.
Yeah, I would have definitely did that. But, I love.
But you're a fan. You're a fan.
Oh yeah, big fan.
Because there's some boxing purists who they don't like MMA and I understand. I mean, I love boxing too. Don't get me wrong. A great boxing match is fun to watch, even maybe more fun than an MMA fight.
I think any kind of fighting to be good at that next level, it's all mental.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's all about place and strategy, and I saw people talk about boxing as it is a sweet science.
Absolutely.
And not a lot of MMA guys can adjust to that type of fight, and not a lot of boxers could adjust to the MMA fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You don't see boxers going in MMA and
we've seen the McGregor-Mayweather situation. What's your take on that?
Money.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, huge payday, huge
payday. Floyd, they sold it.
That's what he does.
The business part of this, behind scenes, nobody sees and knows.
Right.
They built that thing up.
Right.
Of course.
They were on a plane together.
Right, I'm sure.
Shipping champagne.
Yeah.
That's the behind the scene, the business. It's all about.
I'm gonna get $100 million for showing up.
Yeah, it's all about. So McGregor, I don't know. He pity pats.
Yeah.
It was I was waiting for him to go bang and drop some power, but I didn't like his boxing at all. And I think he's good. He's a good mixed martial art fighter, but I don't.
McGregor, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a complete difference.
It is absolutely. It's a lot of guys say boxers don't step into the MMA world, they'd have a tough time, but we saw that it was the same thing with the MMA guy going into the boxing world. Boxing is these guys are killers with their hands. That's all they do. Yeah. Different style.
Right.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think McGregor's a badass, but I don't think he could be Khabib again.
No. Khabib. I mean, Khabib. He's a ground guy. So once he gets you on the ground, that's a whole other world too. It's you gotta respect it for sure. Even as a striker or whatever, you gotta respect all aspects of fighting.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's the greatest.
Yeah, I love Bruce Lee. Big inspiration.
His philosophy to fighting, it doesn't matter what kind of fight it is. The philosophy he has to the way.
Yes.
Of whatever it is.
Adapt like water. Yeah.
So I love the philosophy of fighting through Bruce Lee.
Absolutely.
And it's about flowing and breathing. And it's so important.
Absolutely, 100%.
He was the baddest.
Yeah, no, definitely. He was ahead of his time. He was like the pioneer of MMA before there was a MMA.
Yes, exactly. He could do it all.
And it definitely applies to, I think, to boxing or anything.
You got a website, plug anything?
Yeah, any social media you wanna we'll edit that. But
Jarrod Tillinghast. My Facebook, Jarrod Tillinghast, Legendary Boxing. Jarrod Tillinghast on Instagram.
Okay.
Just my name and stuff.
So just your name, Jarrod Tillinghast. Is there a Legendary Boxing page or anything right now?
There's a Legendary Boxing page on Instagram and a Legendary Boxing page on and a Legendary Boxing page on
Facebook?
Facebook, too.
Okay, cool. So make sure, guys, you follow the Legendary Boxing pages, Jarrod Tillinghast.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
I think that was good. Make sure.
Thanks for taking the time out of your day.
Absolutely.
I know you're busy.
Thank
If you're in the area, North Providence, Rhode Island, 2051 Smith Street, come down, CJT.
Awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Awesome.
Thank you, bro.
Awesome, boys. Appreciate it.